Yep, this is for my boy Meen Green, early morning Greenster. My guy, we started here in LA, man. We done took it all the way to ATL and beyond, man. We hit this chitlin circuit with it. You understand me? Promoting that goddamn Meen Green album. My guy, I'ma miss you. Much love all the time, you know what I'm saying? Early morning green style. This is how we started with Deez Jones right here before the blunts. You understand me? Rest in peace, my guy. Much love always.
Peace, it's Voodoo from the Western Hemisphere. Kind of at a loss for words, man, about my man Meen Green. We lost a real one. That was my dog. I think I met Green way back in, 91, 92, something like that. It was like a chemical reaction. We hit it off. It was crazy. It was creative as hell, man. Helped me and didn't even know he was helping me with this music stuff, man. And he was always doing something new musically. I still haven't met anybody that can write as much as he did and remember stuff so well, as far as lines that we wrote years ago. I mean, he'll talk about stuff that we did, 20 years ago, and like we did it yesterday. It's like, how do you remember that? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it most from him, like this entrepreneurial spirit. You know what I'm saying? He was just everything. Dude was always on the leading edge of something. He just hella creative. Always talked me up until recently. Talked to me about this industry, life, etc. I ain't gonna bore y'all with all the stories, but we lost one. That's pretty much it, man. We lost one. I mean, I'll sit back and listen to all these records we produced together, or I produced and he was on, or whatever you call it, I don't know. But all the music we created together, it's all classic, and I love it because people talk about it today like we did yesterday. All the music we did on Patchwork, it was crazy. It was like a brotherhood that most people probably don't understand. The closest, I guess, you can be to being brothers without literally being related was like how me and Green's relationship was. It was crazy. It was like freaking frack. I mean, all the tours we did, all the music we did, it was so much more than just that. Those are wonder years for real. And we were just, early 90s, mid 90s. Man, it was something to be reckoned with, man. And I just know that everybody missing him right now. I know I am. All of that. It's just whack, man. Because we would talk about getting old. You know what I'm saying? And our kids and grandkids and all that. It's just whack that all this stuff happened. We're literally talking about stuff like in our futures, you know what I mean? We're still talking about this Western Hemisphere record. Still. Since the last time I talked to him. Still making plans to make that happen. So it's crazy, and it's a legendary passing. LA hurting in all kinds underground and otherwise. We hurt, man. We're losing lots out here in LA right now. You know, where Meen Green's from. You know, so we hurting. So the founding member, one of the 4 founding members of the Western Hemisphere, was me, Green, Bird, Rad. So it's like that's something that I can't even think about replacing. You know what I mean? It's just a horrible thing. I still don't have my mind wrapped around. I really can't form too much deep thoughts into it. You know, I'll be breaking down every 3 minutes if I did. So again, we lost a real one. My brother, I'm gonna miss him. And keep his family in my heart. His kids, his girl, his mom, all his friends. You know, all Atlanta friends. You know what I'm saying? We had a ball out there, man. Patchwork, Curtis, BJ, Bob, all of them, man. We gonna be missing him like crazy because he was like the life of the party all the time. That dude was a comedian to the third power. It was never a dull moment. But that's it, man. Peace to his family. I know we hurting all of us. And we got fans all over the world. You know, you still uplifted in this music. All the music you did, all the music we did together, all the classic records. It's all good. That's how we keep legends alive. It's through the music. Peace.
How you doing, man? I'm Juice from day one. I live in LA, I'm from Philly. I moved out here. Well, when I met Meen Green, it was 1985, 84, 85. I started dating his cousin Dee Dee. And I met the whole entire family from there, because they was a pretty tight family. Teeny, Melissa, Tookie, Sam, all the other little brothers and sisters. And that's how we met. After that, we started playing basketball together because we both had common friends that we knew. And he took me up to a school called Virginia Road. A lot of y'all gonna remember that. Slam ball, y'all remember that. Great times. Then it went from there, you know, to the music. He was one of the first people I've known. Him and Voodoo were the first people I've known to have a record deal or anything like that. I wasn't even really into music like that. I was dancing. So, yeah, this is how I met Meen. And from there, man, we built a good relationship. And the most fondest thing I can think of with him is that he spoke his mind very well, and he was very intelligent. And when he said he was going to do something, he was going to do it. And I salute him for that, because he made me want to do things that I couldn't want to do or wouldn't want to do. He would be on my head. And when I got divorced, he was constantly on my head. And I'm going to miss him a lot. It's hard for me now. I know it's hard for a lot of y'all, but it's hard for me because we've been like brothers. So for the last 10 years. So I just want to tell you, Meen, I love you, man. I'm going to miss you. I've been thinking about you every single moment. I just wish I could have said goodbye, but this is the way I got to do it through a video. So be it. Love you, man.
Rest in peace, Meen Green. We go back a long time, brother. Shoot, about at least 25 years now, maybe more. And you always been the same. You never changed up from the day I met you. You were who you said you was. And that I appreciate most, because you can't say that about many folks nowadays. You were who you said you were. Mean Green, man, oh man. Good times, brother. We had some great times. Both young, wild, chasing our dreams. And you was riding shotgun, man. I come scoop you up over there on Westview, pull down the block. If you wasn't outside, I just yell hootie hoo, and shit, you been in that corner, and we was sliding. That's what I remember, man. Besides, good times on the west side, on Adams Boulevard, on Hillcrest, come bend that corner. You and T-Reek come out, and we sliding. Rest in peace, brother.
Hey yo, man, this is Montana White, and this from my dog Meen Green. You know, God bless the dead, man. Allah be pleased with the work you did before you left. You feel me? Anyway, man, I ain't seen Green in a long time. When I say a long time, I ain't seen dog in a long time, except for Instagram, because I follow my dog from Instagram, right? Well, a lot of people don't know when Patchwork first started. You know, I used to kick it up there, right? And Green was working on his album, you know, the one y'all just got uploaded to Spotify and all that. But when I was working on his album, I was at this other studio, Eric Sherman's studio, the Rim Shop down on Peachtree, right? We had all the rappers coming through, you know what I mean? So, you know, Pimp C, God bless the dead, Pimp C and Bun B used to be down there. So they was working on Green album, so Green was like, you know, I fuck with them boys, you know what I mean? Because the South was on the come up that far back, right? So I plugged Green in with Pimp C and they did the record. It's on the album, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's all good. Anyway, though, man, I used to go over Greenhouse and smoke before the studio, after the studio. It was right around the corner from the first Patchwork, right? So me and this other dude, Since the Weed Head, what up, Since? We go over Greenhouse one day, right? And Green come out with this Ziploc bag. He like, y'all ever did mushrooms before? And I'm like, man, I ain't never did drugs before. You feel me? I'm from the streets. You know, we don't use drugs. You from the streets. You know, you sell them, but you don't use them. But anyway, I'm like, man, I ain't never did no mushrooms before. So Green was like, man, let's do some mushrooms, man. We gonna be lit. So I'm like, nah, I'm cool. So this big bag of mushrooms, right? The stem on them that long. Green took out 2. He broke off the head of one. He gave 1 to Sense. He popped off the head of another one, and he ate it, right? He was like, Tanner, I'm telling you, man, you gonna get fucked up. So he took the mushroom, the stem, and he folded the stem in half, right? Then he took that and put it in a slice of bread, a slice of wheat bread, right? He put it in the wheat bread, toe in half, and gave me half of the wheat bread with half of the stem in it, right? Man, I ate the bread with the stem in it. And I'm sitting there like, man, this ain't nothing, man. Y'all tripping. You feel me? About an hour later, dog, I called him Green. I heard Green. I looked, man, the niggas started walking towards me. They was like giants, right? They was like giants. I'm like, what the fuck, right? So I'm like, nah, man, this shit crazy, right? So I was about to stand up, but I looked, and my feet looked like they was across the room from me. Like my legs, my feet was across the room from me. I couldn't even stand up. So boom, I got up. And I went on the front porch. I'm like, I need some air. Right? I sat down on the front porch and it was raining outside, right? So I hear the cars going past. Shoot. But then some slow motion shit happened, right? And I'm gone. I can hear the cars, the wheels, as they turn on the wet pavement, how they go shh. That's all I can hear was shh on the wet pavement. Man, I was so fucked up. I was so pissed, man, I didn't know what to do. And then, bam, I woke up. And I'm like, man, y'all niggas is crazy, man. I ain't never doing that kind of shit again. You feel me? But you know, that was my dog, man. You know what I mean? One time for Green. You know what I mean? I know you in heaven rolling, one for the homies. You know what I'm saying? This one for you right here. You feel me? My dog, man. You know, the cannabis champion from Cali, man. You know what I mean? You was the head of the game. The game had to catch up to you, dog. I'm out, man. I'm Montana White. Peace, bro. I'll see you when I get there. Yeah.
My name is Mona Lisa, and I'm from Los Angeles. And I met Mean Green about 29 years ago at The Good Life through Mike and I and Freestyle Fellowship. And we pretty much used to hang out whenever they had a show. And then about maybe 4 years later, we lived on the same block. So every weekend he'd come through and roll something up and we would hang out. And then after he moved to Atlanta, I helped him with his music career, helped him with Smoking Section and Government Issue, and pretty much stayed in touch with him while he was doing the stuff with Seedless and went on to do all the work with the cannabis community. And it was such a blessing because that's exactly where he wanted to be and where he shined. I'm gonna miss him a whole lot. And if there's one thing I could say I appreciate about him, I actually can't, because I appreciated everything about him. He was one of a kind, a real one from day one, and he came from a beautiful family. And just, irreplaceable, and we're gonna miss him a whole lot, but we're gonna keep his memory alive forever, and he'll always be in our hearts. I love you, Teeny. Rest in peace.
It's your boy Dismos. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say this real quick, man. It was like about no later, it was no more than a month ago, I was talking to Mean Green, man. I was, my name Dismo, so people know me for like clowning around a lot and shit, and I was clowning him about getting his teeth fixed and shit. I was like, yeah, nigga, now you always smiling every time I see you in the pictures, but the truth is, my nigga was always smiling. Every time I seen that nigga, he had a smile on his face, so man, and he used to be like, he was just telling me, yeah, tell my little nephews, Dax and Duke, what's up, man, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure I do that. But one thing I'm gonna do tonight is knock down this loud for you, man. Rest in peace, man, to the homie Mean Green and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna smoke again, yeah.
But he always had my back, always, and I always had his. Mean Green not only showed me love, but a new way of life, a new kind of hustle, a different perspective, and a desire to succeed. I mean, I guess what was really special about Green was that he could take an idea or concept and make it a reality. I mean, I was always down with it, but I was always amazed. With the community, with the cannabis community on his back, he created a safe space for like-minded people to come together for a good cause and for a good time, to socialize, to enjoy, and to be educated on all that cannabis had to offer. No, I didn't say he did it first. I said he did it best. And no, I didn't say he was a perfect man, but at one time, he was my man. And he was a loving man. He was an amazing man, a giving man, a man with a heart of gold. I love you, Darren Johnson. I will always love you, DJ. I'm gonna light another one, light up another one. You guys always know he always had a pound somewhere. Always had something to smoke. Rest in peace, baby. Rest in peace, Mean Green.
Yo, what's up? It's Mike T, Michael Wall Street, from Berkeley, California. I'm in the Bay Area right now. I met Mean Green 25 plus years ago at some hip hop function somewhere, and we shared a bunch of mutual friends and became real good friends. And he was my smoking partner, and he was a great ambassador for me when I would visit his area. And he always looked after me no matter where I saw him at, if I saw him on the road or if I saw him in Atlanta or in LA. And what I'm gonna miss most about him is his spunk, his personality. He had a way of making everybody feel good on sight. As soon as he smiled, hey, it just made you light up. If you was his friend, you knew it. And I can't remember many people that I can recall him disliking, other than the police. And I mean that sincerely. I'm gonna miss my guy. Meen Green, I'm gonna burn one for you right now. Now make sure y'all hold one in real strong until you choke for my guy. Peace.
Yo, this is Montage One from DTLA, Inglewood, pretty much all of LA. And I can speak for Los Angeles when I say Meen Green was super respected, super appreciated, and will hella be missed. There was no one else who I know personally who has cultivated the cannabis game the way he did. He should be saluted from all corners of the planet. In my opinion, every terp should involve his name. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna let that be known every time I walk up in one, if they don't know that already. Me and Meen Green went back a long ways ago. You know, running the streets, pretty much doing too much. Got in the rap game, got mature, and we reached the level where we at now. I love dude with all of my heart. I told him that while he was here on this planet. I wish he would have let me know something so I would have known to stop what I was doing and get over there where he's at and give him flowers while he's still on this planet. But I understand, brother, like you did it your way, and I respect that. You've always done it your way, and we've always respected the way you've done it. With that said, I just want to say, again, Meen Green, you will be missed, brother. Again, we all love you. And I'm going to smoke up in your name, brother, every time I light one. Understand that.
Hey now, this is Jessica, Terp Lounge. I first met Meen Green in 2013. He was throwing a cannabis show and he offered a booth to the nonprofit that I was with, the Normal Women's Alliance. Our paths crossed again in 2017 when I was working at the Hollywood Hemp Museum, and Meen Green was bringing the terp market from Gardena to Hollywood. The Hollywood Hemp Museum did not last, but Meen Green offered everyone who worked there a job at the terp market. And what started as a volunteer position has turned into a livelihood. What I appreciate most about Meen Green is how he brings people up. He's changed lots of people's lives for the better. He employs dozens of people at the terp market. He used to call me early in the morning and rant about the world, tell me how things should be. We would go out and implement that vision. So Meen Green has left an empire, he's left a kingdom, and we're going to continue carrying out your vision. I love you, Meen Green.
It's the green indica chokeholds, bottles of old gold. Push a ballpoint pen like a maintenance man. Sweep a whack MCs with brooms and dustpans. The rhymes I write plus me equal Fahrenheit. I'm toxic. Blazing these niggas for raising my topics. Alright, Green, I try to spit it the best way I could remember it. That's for you, big homie. Rest easy.
Yo, this Fat Prophet. And I know Meen Green since I was 16 years old when he got signed to the label. Man, Darren Johnson to most, Meen Green to me. Man, great dude, man. Nothing but game. Kept him around me a lot as my progression in life. Just the game that he offered, the knowledge. You know, he was ambitious, very ambitious. He fell short at points, but shit, who don't? You know, when you reach out to people and people don't reach back, you know, things can get a little difficult in life. But he was a fighter, and I know him as a soldier. Love him to death, miss him. You know, had a dream about him the other night. It was kind of crazy. But I know Meen Green from being signed to the studio, pretty much one of the main people that inspired me to even rap.
to be honest. Between him, Razzcast, Tupac, and Biggie, shit. We don't really know too many others, you know, as far as inspirational people that we could touch, that we could base a plan after, or even just see that as possible. So, you know, man, love them to death, bro. Miss you. Rest in peace, rest easy. You know, you'll always be in our hearts, on records, in songs, and in spirit. And we're going to stay smoking one for Mean Green. We're going to make sure you get the reputation that you always wanted and keep your memory alive. To the smoker community, we lost a real one. And we're going to keep this thing blazing for them in the memory of Mean Green. Appreciate everything you did, bro. Everything.
Hey, what's happening? My name is Curtis Daniel III. I'm one of the current owners of Patchwork Recording Studios. I'm originally from Carson, California, in the Patch, and I live here in Atlanta, in Georgia. I think I met Green probably like in 96, 97 when we signed him to our record label, or I might have met him before then when he was running around with Raz and Green as the Western Hemisphere. Green was a cool guy. I'm sure if anybody's seeing this video, everybody know Green was hilarious. And he changed names up on everything, Swisher Streets to Thank You Very Much and whatever he called Thanksgiving. And he always reminded me kind of like a Snoop in a certain type of way. You know, as I reflect back on Green and his album, you know, I've never smoked before. I never tried to smoke weed or cigarettes or anything, or cigars. So, you know, when that album came out, I didn't really get it or whatever. I just thought Green smoked a gang of weed, man. He always smoked a lot of weed, and everybody thought Green was cool because Green had the best weed. And Green used to put people to sleep in the studio from organized noise, and he done smoked with everybody, man, and they love Green. Everybody wanted Green around, and I never really understood it. I mean, weed and marijuana has become popular now and more mainstream, so it's a trip. And, you know, just going through the album recently in the past few days or weeks, and now that I'm older, I hear some of the slang and some of the things that Green was saying, and you know, as I always say, it's unfortunate, but he was ahead of his time. You know, this is about Green, but as us as a studio, as a company, that's one of the labels that constantly hang over our head that we were ahead of our time. So, from my first artist, Razzcast, ahead of his time. Mean Green, ahead of his time. Voodoo, ahead of his time. And it's a trip. So me personally, you know, I would still see Green here in Atlanta. He still had a place down the street from the studio. From time to time, I'd see him up the street, or he would stop by. And, you know, when we talked, man, I was full of joy because he was telling me all the things that he was doing in the cannabis world. Green was giving me stocks to buy. He was telling me about his conventions and how he was selling booths and his mansion parties and all that stuff. And, man, it just warmed my heart to kind of see Green get the accolades in the cannabis community that I didn't feel like he got in the music industry. Now, he was respected in the music industry because he didn't make a whack album. But he didn't get the accolades that I felt like he should have got for that album and for his contribution. So it was cool to see all these people admire Green in the cannabis world. You know what I mean? King of hemp hop. You know, Green told me he had owned part of a hemp clothing store and all of that stuff. So, you know, I just feel bad that, you know, maybe it's been about 10 years or so that Green's been doing well in that cannabis industry, but it's like, man, when somebody hit their stride and they running along and they finally doing well, you hate to see them removed off this earth like that, man. Had no idea Green was ill. Had no idea he was sick. And I'm imagining that's the way he wanted to keep it, so it's to be respected. But funny. Green's funny as hell. Green's kind as hell. Just overall a good dude, a guy's guy. You know what I mean? He's funny, and he'll be missed. And I do feel a little bit bad that that we didn't have his album up prior to him passing away. But again, we were a record label back in 97, 95, and streaming wasn't available. We did do cassettes, CDs, and vinyl and press those up, but when the record label dissolved, there was nobody around to kind of pick up the pieces and move it further along. We're gonna take care of that now and make sure Green's album's up. And again, man, rest in peace, Green. Rest easy. I'm sorry it happened, man. I feel awful. Peace.
What up? It is Erica Bryant, hailing from San Francisco originally, currently living in Los Angeles, and at the moment quarantining in a hotel in the Georgia mountains for work. These are not the kind of tributes that I enjoy doing, but I'm also honored to be included in this because Meen Green was a dear old friend. Him along with Voodoo and Razkaz were the top, the first three artists that we signed to Patchwork, the label, back in the 90s. And the thing I remember most and appreciate most about Green is that he always had a smile on his face. He always seemed to look at the lighter and brighter side of things. And he was more concerned with living in his bliss, whatever that was. So nothing was too serious. It was like, it ain't that deep. Just smoke something. It's all good. So I'll always remember him fondly of, having a white boy or a blunt in his hand or rolling one. His long, beautiful hair and his just contagious, infectious, and loud laugh. I think that's what stands out most in my memory of him. So, Godspeed, rest in paradise. We have gained a wonderful angel in heaven who is looking down upon us, and we've learned a lot from you, Green, so we appreciate you, and rest well, my friend.
My name is Laura Giles Thompson. I moved to Atlanta in 1996 right after the Olympics ended, and I got a job at Patchwork the day that I arrived in Atlanta. I worked with the label and obviously had a lot of interaction with the artists. Meen Green was one of our artists, and I got to work with him closely. He was always up at the studio hanging out, and I also got to travel with him to different music conferences, and I feel like he was kind of like a big ray of sunshine. When he stepped in a room, you couldn't help but notice him, and he really brightened things up. He always was trying to crack jokes and make people laugh. He was extremely witty and charming, and I know it's been said, but I definitely agree that he was very much before his time in terms of the knowledge that he had and, just his abilities overall as an entertainer. He will definitely be missed. So rest in peace, Meen Green.
Yo, what's good? This is Michael Myers, man. I'm from Carson, California. I met Meen Green back in, I want to say early 92, maybe middle 92 through Razkaz. And later became, one of the last members of the Western Hemisphere. The thing I liked about Green is, man, Green was the plug, man. He put you on to everybody. It was because of him, man, I got to do my first tour. I got to, perform on stage. I got to meet some of Atlanta's finest artists. Got to be in the same room with some of Atlanta's finest producers, man. Shout out to Meen Green, his family, and Patchwork, man, for putting it all together. But Meen Green was that dude, man, and much respect, man, and rest in peace.
Yo, peace. This is Abstract Rude from ATU, Los Angeles, Project Blowed, The Good Life. I first met Meen Green through Ganja K, I believe, in the first Brigade crew. We met in the Good Life years, and he was always blazing and chopping up game, keeping it real, big smile on his face. You know what I mean? And what I appreciate the most about him is how he kept it real with me, and how he kept that whole cannabis culture going and kind of helped define it. brought people together through the herb, through its medicinal properties, its ways that it could be like the healing of the nations kind of a vibe. And he kept it hard too, you know what I mean? What he did with all his albums with Western Hemisphere, everything he did with Patchwork. So much respect to everybody.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Rand, and I'm originally from New York, New Jersey area, and I reside in South Florida right now. And I met Mean Green back in the A in the late 90s when he had first touched down. And I was doing some stuff with Bob and the guys over at Patchwork, and Curtis, BJ, Jason, everybody, you know. And brother was one of those people, man. He was special, ahead of his time. And you know, we had lost touch for a little while, but then we came back in touch with each other, and it was real good. We happened to have our birthdays around each other, and we always stayed in contact. So I was like the big brother always, and always showed me love and showed me respect. And you know, he was a weed aficionado back in the 90s, and really came to, you know, his real natural place as he was progressing, and was really doing some good stuff, man. I'm truly gonna miss you, Green. You're truly one of the guys, man. You was a special brother, man, and I'm glad I had the pleasure of being able to interact with you and call you a friend and a brother. Rest in peace, and condolences to his family and anybody who happened to know Green. Peace.
Surf's up. Low one in here for Mean Green, Swishers, of course. My name is TJ Coleman. I'm from Carson, California. I live in Garland, Texas right now. I met Mean Green not too long after the Smoking Room album came out. Excuse me, Smoking Section album. And he was one of Patchwork's few artists, newest artists. And we hit off from the beginning. It was cool ever since. Hung out in the A. When I lived in Birmingham, he would come and visit me in Birmingham. We'd hang out there. Went to a couple shows. Then when he moved back to LA, whenever I visit LA, shoot down, you know, we'll link up and hang out. Of course, smoke one. Well, more than one, smoke many. Because you know, Green, you ain't gonna just smoke one. Because come in there, they gonna roll one up. I hit the set and roll another one up. The Mean Green way. So, you know, he's like a brother to me. Got to the point where we just talked on a daily basis. If not, no more than 2 days, you know. Talk to each other about whatever. Combos, check on each other, you know. So, you know, it's hard to see, not be able to do that anymore. Not be able to talk to him, you know, say, what's up, dude? What's up, nigga? Smoke going, happy 420, happy 17. Tops, surf's up, you know. So, you know, it's gonna be a hard thing, but, you know, we gotta move on. You know, just enjoy the time, you know, in your memory of what you had with him, you know, good or bad. You know, and we all could tell, shoot, he's only like a couple months older than me. Just turned 49. Just made 49. When we was kids, that was a long time. Now we're at that age. It's not. It's not. So, you know, try to make the best of life, and you know, keep bringing your heart, you know, and in your mind, and you'll never be gone. So, that's all I got to say. Swishers in the air for my boy. Not anymore pain.
Hi, this is Chris Bliss coming to you from Los Angeles, living in Long Beach, and I met Mean Green many years ago at the Hollywood Hemp Museum. Offered me a gig, and I've loved it ever since. He kept it real, kept it genuine, and there was nothing like being in this community with so much love, respect, and taking care of family, being there for family, keeping it in the natural aspect, and just really being legit, bringing the quality to the local cannabis community, and being an advocate for those who have struggled. And he's helped me get beyond the struggle and empower me with his encouraging words, and him taking a chance on me, hiring me back in the day. Such a godsend, him coming into my life and introducing me to so much more family that I lost touch with, and he's helped me reconnect and get past my military past and into the beautiful future.
Fam, it's JoJo Entertainment tapping in with Cannon Connect, all the way from the beautiful 805. You know, Green loved the 805, always had mad love for us out here, and you know, we always had mad love for Green and the whole Turp Market fam. And you know, definitely want to send love and condolences out to the fam out there. And Green definitely showed us the way on how to do a lot of things. He was a pioneer in the industry. If you got to meet him, he was just an infectious dude of just positivity and light. But you know, he's definitely gonna be missed. And you know, shout out my boy Green, and this light went up for the fam today.
Hi, my name is Johnny. I met Meen Green about 3 years ago at the Hollywood Hemp Museum. I was just an intern there setting up for a show every week, and the first day I met him, he asked if I was hungry, thirsty, and he went to 7-Eleven and bought pizzas and green teas, Arizonas. And he took care of us. He always did. He saw how hardworking we were and took care of us. And then the museum closed down, and he had Jessica text me and say, "Hey, Green wants you to work for him. Do you want to come work?" Yes. Yes. I didn't even have to think about it. I knew what Green was doing was important. I knew it was big, and I stuck around. I stood loyal to him because he gave me a shot when everybody else turned their back, and I'll forever be grateful to that man. He gave me the life I have right now, and all he saw was a hard-working guy. Didn't see anything else. Loyalty. All he saw was hard work and loyalty. And I remember I told him, I said, "Green, thank you. I wouldn't have the life I have right now if it wasn't for you." This is how humble this man is. He said, "Johnny, if it wasn't for everything you do, I wouldn't have the life I have right now." And that right there, he had all my respect. I love you, Green, and I miss you. Rest in peace.
What's up, guys? My name is Matt with Legal High Supply Co. I just wanted to say a few things. I didn't know Meen Green that much. I met him maybe 10, 15 times, something like that, but every time that I had the pleasure of being in his presence, he made sure to know how much he liked me, liked my company, liked the products that I bring, and it was always, I was welcomed with open arms, and I can't begin to express how much that means to me, how much it means for a lot of people, but just wanted to say thank you, and you will be missed. Bye.
Hi, this is me, Queen Raw, live and direct from New York City here at Burlington Coat Factory. And I want to let you know that I met Mr. Green on my birthday 2 years ago in Las Vegas. And he came over in the morning and we had a wake and bake. And he was so great, and we were friends and everything. And he took me to his place that was empty at that time. He said he had this big place to do everything, and we had a great time together in the morning, just 3 or 4 hours. And rest in peace, Mr. Meen Green. You are a real OG, and Queen Raw has a big crush on you. So you're in heaven now, and you're my angel. We'll see you. We're gonna smoke a big fatty for you, boo-boo. Don't worry. Mwah.
Well, hey guys, it's Jaime Senior.
And it's Jaime Jr.
Yeah, man. You know, I mean, we met. We're from Hollywood, and we met Green at the Turp Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him back, like almost. It would have been almost 3 years this year, but you know, I just love that he always had faith in us. He said, just do what you got to do what you want, and we did. And he had a lot of faith with people like that. Helped them out there, you know.
Yeah. I met him actually a little bit before my father, but right when they were doing all the stuff at the Hollywood Hemp Museum, when
That was
place
great.
existing, that was running. He had his show come through. Well, it was not even a full show. It was just the one day. You know, I think once a week for a while, and then he just became the main show. And then we left the market. We left the Hemp Museum, and then he brought me back. He brought me and everybody else that was working at the market. All you guys out there, you know, they were there. They were brought in, and then the market, the Turp Market was like in Hollywood. The Hollywood Turp Market that was born about right there, like 2017, late 2017. Like the LA Turp Market, all of us as a crew were all formed like two and a half years ago almost. And my favorite thing about Green was just anybody like that made it to the show. Any person, your first show, your 1,000th show, doesn't matter. He treats you like you know what you're doing, because you probably do. And if you haven't sold a product, he'll buy a product. Like, he supports you no matter who you are, where you're from.
A lot of faith.
Product. Yeah, a lot of faith in everybody. Just anything cannabis related, anything about the hustle, about the life, he was about it, and he was about you. Like, that was his main mission, and that's why I think everybody in the market learned that, and we're all a little bit wiser for that. And I'm thankful that I was able to bump into him, you know, at all, and learn anything from him. And it just seems like a big loss for them, for the community, and it's our duty to maintain that outlook for the rest of everybody else out there.
Mean Green.
Yeah, Mean Green.
Love you, guy.
Yo, what's up? Brinson Buckner. Phoenix, Arizona, by the way of Charlotte, North Carolina. I met Mean Green through Curtis Daniels at Patchwork Studios when it was on Hemp Hill. You know, him being the artist of Patchwork's recordings, you know, and just being there with Kurt. You know, the thing about Mean Green that was so cool, he always treated everybody like they was the superstar. You know what I mean? Here he was, a recording artist, had an album out, and man, we would kick it doing what Mean Green loved to do. I remember I was playing with Cincinnati Bengals, and he had a show in Dayton. And me and a couple of my teammates went down there and got with him with the show with Kurt, and he just made you feel cool, man. Mean Green was one of those guys. I tell Kurt all the time that was before his time. He was what an artist was supposed to be. He was with the people. He wasn't too big, he ain't had a big head. He just wanted to be treated like everybody else treated him. He had a real skill set that I think today would separate him from a lot of guys in the game. I know he's gone, but he'll never be forgotten because he touched a lot of people's life. Long live the Green.
Hello, my name is Jarvis Blackshear. I was an engineer at Patchwork Studios back in the day. Where am I from? I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I was born here, raised here, still here, as they would always say. And well, how do I know Mean Green? Well, I first met him. We were working on Voodoo's album, Dark Regions, and he came in, was featured on some of the songs. And we just got along well. It was fun getting that work in. I got to know him better when he came back. He would come, I always have sessions that started around 5 o'clock and went overnight. He would come in 3, 4. He was eager to know how everything worked before he started working on his album. So, he'd come in, he helped me do different things in the studio as far as setting up for sessions. And, we developed a bond over that, and, different flows, different recording techniques, just talked about everything. Well, and then of course we did his album, Smoking Section in Patchwork, mixed and everything. But the thing that you will remember the most about him, well, everyone remembers the Chronic. He introduced Atlanta to the real Chronic. We thought we knew what Chronic was, but he took Puff Up Pass to a whole nother level. And I love to have him in a session because that meant that I was at least gonna have an hour or two break till they came down, if they came down at all. It's been plenty of times I went into the lounge and everybody passed out except Green, and he's still going. So, love you, bruh. I'm gonna miss you, bruh. I'm out.
What's good? This is Calfani Morris, originally from Oxon Hill, Maryland, now reside in Atlanta, Georgia. Engineer and producer for many years over at Patchworks. Had an opportunity to meet Meen Green when Patchworks was first getting off the ground. Worked with Western Hemisphere, Voodoo, Raz, Meen, and a number of artists there. It's just tragic to know that Green has passed. The thing that I remember the most about Green is that energy. I mean, when Meen came into a room, he lit that room up, and you felt him, and you knew that the person you were dealing with was real. You knew that that's who he was. He didn't sugarcoat shit. Green was Green, and that's what I always appreciate about him. He always clowned me. He was like, "Fonny, let's go in here and get the studio. Let's bang this thing out." You know what I'm saying? That smile would light up a room. We'd always clown each other because people always mistake us for each other whenever they came to the studio. But Green was just one of the coolest ever. I mean, I hadn't spoken to Green in easily 7 years, but anytime he came to Atlanta, he would always look me up, always reach out, and I'll forever remember that energy. The world has lost a light in that respect. Green, we miss you. Green's family, we love y'all. If y'all need anything, definitely reach out to us. God bless.
What's happening, man? It's your boy, Baby B, A-Town. Man, my boy Meen Green, man. How can I put this, man? He was a good dude, man. He was my pothead partner. You know, he was always honest with me, always real with me, man. And it was just, you know, real stand-up man. It's real hard to find people like that in that moment, and they're dying off, literally. But you know what? He would want us to be strong. I'm gonna burn one for you, bro. Rest in heaven, man. Stay strong.
My name is Danny Black. I live in LA, originally from Atlanta. I met Meen Green in the 90s when I was doing street promo, club promo for Patchwork. And one of the things that I can truly say about Meen Green, that he was ahead of his time. Because what I used to think back in the day, you know, with him being into the whole cannabis, weed thing, you know what I mean? Like now it's all legal and everybody's doing it, but that was his thing back in the day. I mean, that was like even his name, Meen Green, and then the smoking section, you know, his album, and that was just always been his thing. I mean, like, felt like he was very ahead of his time, like even the music, you know, that he was putting out. I mean, it was just real.
This is Medusa. It's an honor and a sad moment to have known my brother Meen Green throughout this livelihood of hip hop. From the good life to Project Blowed and then some. Broke much bread, spent much time recording, just sharing stories. You know that brother could share a good one. He didn't mind speaking exactly what he thought and what he felt. Long-winded with it, but aren't we all as MCs? He was full of love. Never played you with words. He only had wordplay. I still hear his voice when I pull up at his spot in the morning, saying, "Dudes." That was my dude. He was a go-getter. He wouldn't got that green. He was mean on chasing that green. He was mean on tasting that green too. Shared much of that. And when I see him again, we'll do the same. This is with the utmost love, honor, admiration for my brother Meen Green. May he rest in power, peace, and I was blessed to know you, my brother.
What's up, y'all? My name is DJ Rapmatic. I represent a crew called the World Famous Beat Junkies. I also represent another crew called the Visionaries. I'm from Sirius, California, which is a city within the Los Angeles County. And my history with Meen Green is basically I did some recording with him, and I've known Meen the early days of the Western Hemisphere days, which is obviously a legendary LA crew. Consists of Meen Green, Voodoo, Bird, and of course Raz Kaz. So I've known him since 94, 95. He was featured on a B-side cut that I produced called E=MC5 Busted Scientifical. It was on a 12-inch cut that my visionary brother and partner Key Cool and I put out. The A-side's called Can You Hear It? And the B-side's called E=MC5. This is it, basically. It's probably the first, last, and only recording of the like of the official Western Hemisphere crew before they splintered off. Outside of that, what can I say about Meen? Meen was a good man, got a big heart, always smiling, was always cracking jokes, always coming out with ideas to, make things happen. For me personally too, also, like, he's always been very supportive of myself, of Key and the Visionaries. Especially, during those times in the early 90s, a Filipino kid coming up was, an Asian, let alone was like during those days, and for the LA hip hop scene was very hard. And Meen always gave love and respected the skills that we worked hard to do what we do, to do what we do and stuff. And so, we lost contact over the years, and then eventually reconnected around 2012. When he actually moved to San Diego. We met, we reconnected through social media. And he was still the same Meen Green I know, just cracking jokes, smiling, got ideas, wanted to get back into recording, and noticed that he still had the skills. Lucky was able to record a song again. It's called I'm So Loaded, off the Project Blowed 420 album. Meen Green and myself, we talked about doing some work, but obviously life gets in the way, but there's always still love. And yeah, man, I got nothing but great memories of him. Still was able to still talk to him through social media or on the phone once in a while. It was great to see him still able to carve his own lane and be an advocate in the cannabis community. He was ahead of his time, man. With him and Ganja K. Man, LA lost a hero, lost a legend, but the world lost a great human being, a great father, a great man, man. So my biggest and deepest condolences to the family and the friends, to the good life in the Project Blow community. I love you, Meen. We'll miss you. We'll do our best to, as you would say, signify West Coast. So, God bless. Love you, Meen.
checking in for the big homie Green. Out here in LA, that's where I met Green and all the rest of the fam. And I'm definitely grateful that God allowed Green to have a positive impact on my life. And he's definitely a blessing to the world. Did a lot of good for a lot of people, provided a lot of opportunities for people to get their independent hustle on. Very supportive. I mean, what I appreciate most about Green is that he had a beautiful spirit and a kind soul. Where he would laugh at stuff that nobody else paid attention to. That was just much appreciated. Like, nobody else had a clue what was going on, but Green would be dying laughing. And that was the coolest shit, As busy as he was, he still had time to tap into what was going on around him spiritually. And that was something that I want to be able to take with me going forward in honor of his existence, his physical and spiritual existence, man. Just what a great brother. And I'm honored to be able to pay tribute to his life. So peace and much love.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm in Patchwork. And if y'all don't know, my name is Casper the Don, and I started here at Patchwork. Me and Jason Jeter used to intern where it was in 995 Hemp Hill. It was the first Patchwork, where first Usher, Outkast, Missy Elliott, Jazzy, UGK, Cash Money. I mean, it was just so many people in the beginning. Missy Elliott that I met, but I got to give a big tribute because BJ had us working two artists, which was Razzcast and Meen Green. And Meen Green used to live up the street, man. And man, he was the first one moving in from LA. You know what I mean? Shouts out to the West Coast. And he was from LA and he was here, man. Just he had a dope vibe, man. And he was about the time I met Clay and from Grand Hustle, Clay, and he just had a dope vibe, man. He was just a good person overall. He smoked a lot, you know what I mean? He was Meen Green for sure. Shout out to Jazzy Faye. That was like one of the biggest records I worked in. I saw Greg Street support. It was called In the Wind, the single with Jazzy Faye, man. And I just want to say peace and blessings to your family. Thank you for Meen Green for your contribution, man. And it's all about us doing things together, man, and keeping together, as imperfect as we can. As y'all know, I lost my daughter to this disease called fires. You know what I mean? So I understand I'm taking, death in a serious matter. But shout out to Meen Green, man. Shout out to the whole Patchwork family. Shout out to BJ. Shout out to Kurt, you know what I'm saying? Still here with the facility, just has a lot of memories for us. And peace and love, man, to everybody in the ATL, man. It's your boy Casper the Don out here representing that Patchwork. Please know.
My name is Herb Hawkins, professionally known as DJ Herb. Met Green in 96 and 97 while working on some projects at Patchwork Recording Studios, of course. He was a artist that was signed to them. And just met on, some vibey type things, I would be in there recording whatever, working on some beats or whatever. And he was always joking and whatever, saying, and when I told him my name and whatnot, he tripped out on my name being, DJ Herb and whatnot. And of course, he associated with the weed thing, which I'm not against anything at all, whatnot, but, he was tripping that I didn't smoke weed, and we just, used to trip out about that, as he was always joking and whatever, what I'm saying? Good brother. Recently reached back out to him on social media, you know, and we would, you know, go back and forth a little bit, just a little slight. And was really happy for him, you know, saw the things he was doing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He was just, you know, doing his thing, you know, always a great spirit. Never had anything bad to say about anything, even when, you know, dudes would test him, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He was always in a great spirit one night. Always used to smile, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Real good brother to be around. I'm gonna miss him. I wish I had taken the time and not let that time lapse or whatnot between when we stopped communicating, you know, after the music thing fizzled out. And he moved back to the West Coast and was doing his thing. But glad that I got to communicate with him and whatnot before he passed or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's weird how life works. If there's people out there that you know that you haven't talked to in a while for whatever BS happened back in the day or whatever, no BS between me and Green, of course. It was just one of those things that life, you know, goes on. Like, you know, we were both into music really heavy at the time. I'm, you know, in the music heavy in the time, but, you know, even as an artist, you know, you have to do what you have to do, you know, to feed your family and your life and everything and move on. So it was never any beef with Green. As I said before, Green never had a bad thing to say about anything or anybody at any time. Always in a positive mood, always, you know, good dude to be around. And I just, you know, regret the fact that I didn't get a chance to reach out to him even more when our relationship kind of fizzled out or whatnot between, you know, the time that, you know, the Patchwork label thing closed and then he moved to, you know, back to the West Coast. I'm gonna miss him, man. Once again, I'm glad we did connect whatnot before he passed suddenly. And knowing him, from what I understand, he was sick, I guess, or maybe had cancer. Not quite sure of that just yet. But knowing him, he was the type of individual that even if he had bad stuff going on and whatnot, he didn't want to bring that around other people, from what I saw. He was always projecting like the good vibes, you know what I'm saying, each and every time. And I'm gonna miss that about him. That's basically it. You know, if there's somebody that you haven't reached out to in a while, make sure you do it, man. Let all that BS go or whatever, or, you know, just to say what's up or whatever. You know, we got social media cracking now, so there's no excuse. You know, even enemies or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's too much stuff going on right now in the world for us not to be all on one chord. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree, but out in front of others, man, you got to show a unified front, because we all we got. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know someone, like really know somebody. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse. Green, I'm gonna miss you once again, and I'm glad to have known you.
What up? For those who may not know or may not have met me, my name's Mark. This video, I'm doing this tribute for Meen Green. Thinking about, let's see, I lived in Atlanta for what, 25 years, 26 years. Go all the way back to Patchwork when it was a label. Like, thinking about that Meen Green, that song In the Wind. Meen Green was like, he was like the West Coast to me at that time. I mean, and he was the homie. I remember him being laid back, cool as hell. Dude was always promoting his weed though. He always had the best weed. He would tell you, I got the best shit ever. Nobody got this. That was him. I remember meeting him. I had just bought my red drop top, 442. Never forget that. He thought I had the best ride in Atlanta at the time. Yeah, he was like, you a superstar, just off my car. That's how Atlanta was back in the day. That's the old Atlanta to me though. Yeah. Damn, I can't believe dude is gone. I remember that song "In the Wind." That was like, oh yeah, here we go. And Patchwork was a label too. Yeah. Rest in peace, homie. My condolences to Mean Green and his family, for sure.
Hey, my name is Barton Robinson, originally from Carson, California. If we would know, you call it C. Arson. Now I live here in Atlanta, Georgia. And man, I really miss, Mean Green. I first came in contact with him in the mid-90s when I was interning at Patchwork, Los Angeles. And if I had to say the most memorable thing was about his funniness and his wittiness. He was actually a character to me. I would go out into the clubs with him, and I would actually video sometimes some of their shows with him and Voodoo and Razzcast. But with Green, he was just a real down-to-earth guy, and so it was really appreciative to know that I was able to meet someone just like him. Miss you, Green. Miss you guys, man. I really appreciate everything he's done. For those who got to know him later on in life, man, I bet he was a good dude. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
What's up, everybody? It's Jay Arthur. I'm a comedian, and I perform at the Turp Mart and hosted at the Turp Mart a lot of times, thanks to Mean Green, blessing me, seeing some form of talent in me, and letting me perform and host, like I said, his events. I never really got a chance to thank him because he moved and I didn't get a chance to see him for a while, but I always wanted to tell him. So if you appreciate somebody and you want to thank somebody, do it now while you had a chance. You never know. Tomorrow's not promised. We all know that. This year has been very trying. Hopefully, we can all hang in there, and let's light one up for Mean Green. He always on our mind. Like yesterday, I was at the store, and I seen this. I didn't even really want this thing. It don't even really look like it tastes good or nothing, but I seen that name, Mean Green. So I said, I know it gotta be fire. So I'm gonna take that one to the head, and I'm gonna put one in the air for you, Mean Green. We love you, man. Peace.
What's up? My name is Esau. I'm from New Brunswick, New Jersey. I currently live in Orlando, Florida. First met Green in '96 when he was working on the Smoking Section album, and we were one of the college kids that bonded to him. He became our big brother, our uncle, our OG, and he has been for the last 24 years. Gonna love and miss that man. He was a great influence to me. He was the first person that not only talked it, but lived it and showed me that you can win if you bet on yourself. If you bet on yourself, you can win. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Green. Love you forever, man.
To my homie Mean Green, this is Rob, ATL. Known Green since '97 in Home Park. We've been smoking every day since, man. We're gonna miss you, my brother. Love you, bro.
What up? This is St. Sludge from the Bloodshot Bandits, now in Five's Highest Group. First met Mean Green at THC Expo in LA. He always encouraged us to move forward. He has pushed us in everything that we did. He's a true inspiration for the things that he's done. Rest in peace, Mean Green. You're in the hearts forever.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is Gel Rock, Whittier, California, LA County. You know what I'm saying? Project Blowed, Mass Men, E2 crew. Want to give a quick shout out to Mean Green. Say thank you, OG, for being welcoming, always supportive. You engaged me. You inspired me. And your support always went much further than you probably realized. At least it did with me. I recognized that you were an OG, not only in the hip hop game but in the cannabis game. And before that, you always just kept it real. You know what I'm saying? We shared some stage time. We shared some times where we were just building, smoking, putting some up in the air. And much respect to you. for being you, man. Open-hearted and a big OG in a lot of ways. So thank you, much appreciation to Mean Green, Western Hemisphere, Project Blow, Good Life. Peace, OG. West in peace.
Blazing one up one time for your mind, for my boy, Mean Grizzly Green. This is the All Daily Jism High Definition. Going through a very sad, hurtful reality right now. You were a real one, my brother. Always inviting, helpful, welcoming. You were one of those dudes that when you threw an event and it was popping and you made your money, you were out there hitting table up after table, supporting the people that support you, making that message known. You and Ganja K were the Project Blowed, Good Life, Weed OGs. Y'all introduced weed as a marketing aspect to hip hop at its early stages. Your legacy, your impact, transcending boundaries of time. They say legends never die. You were immortalized in our hearts forever. I love you and will miss you, my brother. Much respect. Light one up.
What's up? My name is Jason Staten. I'm kind of an affiliate and an alumnus to Patchwork Recordings. Mean Green was an amazing friend, and I hope that over time people appreciate how talented and gifted he was, and that people will remember and recognize how much of a visionary he was. I still have all my Mean Green vinyl and the CDs, the original Smoking Section pressings, and over the years he's always been somebody who every time that I talk to him, it's like we had never lost contact. Green recognized the medicinal value and the vision of legalization of marijuana decades ago, and always was an advocate for that. And now that Green is gone, I hope we all look back, listen to his music, and recognize how wise and intelligent Green was. And we'll miss him.
What's happening, everybody? It's me, Sapphire, aka La Fuega. How did I know Mean Green? I'm gonna try to keep it brief here. I know him through the cannabis industry and music industry. People that I associated with knew him, and I'm always, networking with people with weed and stuff like that. So I met him like that, and then I found out he knew some other people later that he was connected to other people. That's my fam and peeps. In the music industry, he was, working with some artists that I grew up with or know, so that was just a cool vibe already, cracking from the jump. From there, we just always chopped it up. I was in college, say early 2000s, and then when I attended college for a long time, 2009, 2013, we would really chop it up. Around then, we was kicking it, and anytime he would come to San Diego, we would hit each other up and try to blow one, together and chop it up real quick, because he was a busy dude and I was as well busy. So we kicked it a few times, and other than that, I always wanted to link and do this music shit with him, and we was trying to put it together. Our schedules was completely different sometimes, so it was always hard to get a schedule. I ain't gonna lie though, I feel somewhat like a failure, because I should have been reaching out to him recently around the time of all this. I didn't have no fucking idea, straight up, pardon my French, and I just feel like, damn, man, But we gonna celebrate his life, and y'all give my respects for me when y'all go out there, Seedless, Swisher Streets, all of y'all, man. My utmost respect, and to his family, his son, everybody. Man, just keep your head up. I know I'm going through it, so I can't imagine what some of y'all feeling. Man, my weekend was just bad, but I'm gonna try to keep my head up, because I know I hear him already telling me, like, Sapphire, come on now, whoop. You know, I'm from the other side, but he was always love, and we joke like that. So, whoop, thanks. He always hollered at me like that, and we had our own little lingo with each other, cracking deeper than music, deeper than that, and just the cannabis. We talked about life, goals, you know, just stuff that I wanted to achieve, he wanted to achieve, and our vibe was just chemistry, you know, straight chemistry, I ain't gonna lie. So I'm always love you, Green. You know, it's 143, man. It's deeper than that music shit, deeper than the cannabis. Man, that's it, y'all. What I'm gonna miss is your sense of humor, and just you in general. All the good vibes, never a hater. The most authentic, man. The first weed connoisseur that I know, man. And love you for that, man. Keep your head up, everybody. One love. Peace.
Yo, it's Longevity from Darkleaf, Project Blow, Los Angeles. Man, Meen Green, my brother, will be missed. The most appreciative thing is his brotherhood. Also, his blatant honesty. Big D. Yeah, man. Love you, brother.
My name is Ahmad Jamal. I'm from Los Angeles, California, Mid-City to be exact. And I'm here to say a word about my man D. Meen Green was a friend of mine, like a brother. Meen Green brought people together through graffiti, through music, through trees. That's just his nature. The thing that I'm gonna remember the most about Green is what he did and how he brought people together, the network that he created. I mean, I have friends that I've met all over the world. I have one of my best friends, my brother right now, Marsh. The way we got together is he said to me, I'm about to call my brother Green on the phone, and I said, tell Darren that AJ said, what's up? And we still together to this day, one of my best friends in life. I consider him a brother. But I think that everybody would think that about Green. I think that's the one thing that everybody would say. Green brought people together. Green did things. Green created things. He was a true artist, a true friend, and I'm honored to call him family. And I'm honored to raise a glass to my brother. Rest in paradise and in power.
Hello, my name is Sanji Mickey, better known as Sanji May. And I'm a friend of Meen Green's. I met Meen in 1996 while he was working on his Meen Green album. And I was featured on the song Street Life, produced by Jazzy Faye. And I tell you, from the day that I met him, that boy put a smile on my face always. If he wasn't telling a joke to make you laugh, he was smoking weed with him, and that'll make you laugh. I'm gonna miss you, brother. I'm gonna miss you, and I miss your smile, because I've been missing it. I ain't seen you in some years. But knowing that you're not here, I want to send my heartfelt condolences to your family and friends. And my prayers and my thoughts are with you guys. I love you, Meen Green. Rest on in heaven, my brother. God got you now. You ain't got to worry about nothing no more. All that shit is over with. Whatever it is, God's got it. All right. I want y'all to be prayed up and safe out there. Okay? God is good. Amen. And amen.
My name is Mario. I'm from Los Angeles. I live in Arizona. And I met Meen Green at being a brand ambassador at Terp Market for Smokes LA. And what impacted me or what I can take back from Mean Green is that he paved the way for our brand and myself to become something bigger in life that we've ever thought to be. So he's always inspired us to be that, kind of push forward. So thank you, Mean Green. We love you, brother.
Peace and blessings. My name is Malcolm Eric Murray, better known as Nutty P Beats. Born and raised in Cali, Los Angeles, still reside in LA. Been friends with Mean Green since second grade, and he was in first grade. Our school was Virginia Road. It held several known rappers that you know, from Ganja K to AJ and from AJ and the Love Posse, as well as Capital AK. One of my favorite things about Darren was that he was always a motivator. He didn't like negative energy. If you came in with any negative energy, he came and corrected that shit like right away. He wouldn't allow it to consume his energy. And he would always find some way to get you in a better spirit before you left out his house. And he always was good on checking up. If he couldn't find you by phone, he gonna make sure he go on Messenger, whatever he could do to get at you, to let you know that he was good and to find out if you was good. And he always was one who liked to motivate people. He liked to see his people come up and win. That was one of the best things I liked about him. I'm gonna miss my brother, love him much, and may his spirit live on as he rests heavenly. Peace.
Hey, what's happening? Nick Nitro, Francis here, Brooklyn, New York. I live in Atlanta. Can't believe I'm doing this. But I know Mean Green obviously through music. He came through some friends of ours, and we just instantly connected. His son was named Nicholas. I'm Nicholas, so instantly became best friends off of that. One thing I will always remember, he will always call me on my birthday. He always made sure that, and my birthday's coming up, August 26th. R.I.P. to the great Meen, and I can't forget the famous smoke sessions. So, thank you for all. Miss you.
Yeah, it's your boy, Mr. CR. Mean Green, rest in peace. Rest in peace, bro.
Peace, what's up? This is Soul King, also known as SK from the Liquid Crew. I've known Mean Green for over 20 years, part of a group called the Barbershop MCs. I know him when he's a member of Western Hemisphere, from the streets, grinding, doing showcases, getting our name out there, to more recently moving to Las Vegas and him living about 15 minutes away from me. What I appreciate the most about Mean Green is that he always, made you challenge your belief, or made you think about something that you believed in. Big on research, and just big on making things happen. So those are the things that I appreciate about Mean Green. Peace.